recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man that go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans, and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. It's me now. You're my truth now. Yeah. I'm here to speak and make it clear. I'm sorry, y'all, for all I've done, but I'm not the only one. In a dark place, I told some lies, but I'm not the only one. We all got secrets under the sun. In the shadows, we played the game. Now I'm standing here taking the blame. A lot of y'all was at the freak off too, so don't put it all on me. That's just the truth. I've been up and down this road trying to find my peace. Confessions of a man without a release. Oh, now, hey. In the mirror, I saw the truth hiding in plain view. I'm coming clean now, this burden to undo. We were all there dancing shadows in the night, acting wrong when we knew what was right. But deep inside, there's more you must see. In this room of mirrors, it's not just me. I walk this path with heavy chains, trying to shed those sins, erase the stains. I've seen the highs and the crushing lows, fading in the spotlight. That's how it goes. Yeah. Now I'm standing here, hard on my sleeve, trying to clear the air, let the demons relieve. Every wrong turn and every mistake led me to this moment, let my soul quake. Plays a part in the shadows deep, lost in the game. It's promises to keep. I'm sorry, guys. I did it again. I'm so sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so can you guys hear me fine now? Can you guys hear me fine? Okay, great. All right. 504 Nola said round two. Okay. So, hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the Queen Shakur TV show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So, as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Also, please double check to make sure you're still subscribed if you have not been receiving the notifications specifically. Okay, don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right, hello, DJ Big Six. Juju B is in the house, and the Queen is Queen, and thank you, beloved. April is here, RG Titan. All right, Pearly, I see you, beloved. Maureen. All right, Sirius Goddess is here. Okay, Deronda, Pearly. Let's get into it. I see you, Luna, Maureen. Okay. The Prince of Paraphernalia is here. Misha is here. All right. So everyone, please get the likes up. Jay Parrish is in the house. Oh, hell no. So let's get it popping. So, there's so much news about Diddy and things and people connected to him that I may be talking about him on both channels. Okay. So you all need to make sure. Hey, Claudette, Darnell. Danny Joe in the house, Jay Parrish. So you all need to make sure you're subscribed to both channels, okay? So now let's get into it because Albie Sure is saying that this book titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey to Justice from the Other Side, saying that this is all fake, said it's all a fraud. So let's get into it. Says this is all fake and fraud. Now, everyone, please get those likes up. Thank you in advance. Okay, so the first thing is, hold on. Hold on, beloveds. Let me get these receipts gathered up real quick in order. Okay, so I'm going to read you a few excerpts from the book. I'm going to read you a few excerpts from the book. And Albie, like I said, he says this is all fictitious. And you know, the thing is, this stuff has never been confirmed. This stuff has never been confirmed. It was just put out. So quite frankly, we don't know what's true and what isn't. Hold on, beloveds. I'm trying to make sure I have this all in order. So I'm not reading it out of hold on. I'm not reading it out of order for you guys. Hold on. Okay, that's one. Okay, hold on, beloveds. I think I'm right here. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I'm going to be showing you some excerpts from the book. Okay? And then I'll tell you what Albie Sure had to say about it all. Likes up, everyone. Hey, Dragon Lily, Buckhorst DC in the house. All right, here we go. Okay, can you all see that? Hopefully you all can see that well enough. Okay, so here's an excerpt from the book. This is chapter 5 called Sean Kneels, Kneels, like kneeling down. Okay, the year passed, and thankfully, we didn't have many bad arguments, although Sean was strangely getting into voodoo. He would put curses on people, and I wasn't sure how to respond to that craziness. My problem as a single mother was I wanted to be married. He always had excuses and delays when it came to committing to marriage. His label was blowing up, Biggie dropped, and it was just about over. He also signed Mary J. Blige, and of course, when I found out he slept with her, we fought. He claimed it was a mistake, and my stupid ace took him back again. Sean asked me for a threesome with her. At first, I was mad, but Mary was beautiful. It was our first threesome, and I loved it. Mary was sexy. I would not be doing this a lot. I would not be doing this a lot, but it was so hot. I was young and exploring my sexuality, and it was enticing. Over the years, we brought other women into our bedroom periodically, and we were happy. That is until one day I came home to a situation that went from awkward to a nightmare. Quincy was with the babysitter, and Sean was sitting with Al B. Sure at the dinner table. I had a child with Al, and Sean was the father in Quincy's life. The awkwardness of all of us being together had dissolved a long time ago, but it was still weird that they were here in my home together, alone. I sat down and we had drinks. It was fun. The conversation was cool until it wasn't. Okay, so the conversation was cool, beloveds, until it wasn't. All right, y'all get those likes up. Remember, it doesn't cost you a single thing. It goes on to say, hold on, let me pull this back up. Now, mind you, she's talking about Al B. Sure and Diddy. Okay, and then saying that Al was loose after a couple of drinks. I remember him saying, it's still weird seeing you with my friend, but you're happy, so I'm happy for you guys. Sean responded saying, thanks, man. Me and you, we've shared so much. Al replied coolly, word. The conversation took an odd and awkward turn when Sean said, we all been together, Essie, actually, but not together. I was shocked for a moment as quietness lingered in the room. I asked, what do you mean by all together? Al shifted uncomfortably, but Sean didn't hesitate. You know how we sometimes invite other people into our bed. I couldn't believe it. Oh, hell no, Sean. This is my son's father. Al, say something. What Al said was mind boggling. I don't know. He, of course, It, of course, can be kind of hot. I miss you in that way. Although I couldn't believe Sean would do this, the truth was I still cared about Al. And this could be very hot. I just didn't want it messing up my relationship. And if things became awkward, how would it affect Quincy? So I asked, are you both sure? I imagine both of them, and I'm not going to say that part. I knew this would be awkward. Essie, actually, there would be some bumping of private parts, but what happened next, I couldn't have imagined in my wildest dreams. Al, and then there's a bunch of X's. I'm not sure what that's supposed to imply. I couldn't believe it. I stood there in shock. But when Sean blank, I ran out of the room. This was too much. I couldn't. Sean called out to me, "Oh, come on, Kimmy." They didn't chase after me. They blank. This is all nefarious. Okay, this is all hell no. I said, what the hell? No, not light skinned shenanigans. Now keep in mind, like I told you guys, this hasn't been verified. Now Al B. Sure is denying it. And I'm gonna take his word for it. I'm gonna take his word for it, and here's why. Because for one, would Kim really be saying stuff about Al B. Sure, who she was clearly very fond of? She didn't have any misgivings with him. So would she be saying these things about him? I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't think so. And then it goes on to say, I mean, because it's clearly implying that her, Al, and Diddy had something going down. And just like in the other information that I gave you earlier this week, it was implying that, in fact, her, Tupac, and Diddy had something going on. Now, I do believe one of Diddy's former employees said something about that with her, Tupac, and Diddy. Okay. So then it says, I couldn't get the image out of my mind. I couldn't be with Sean for a while, but that wouldn't be the last time I saw Sean in a compromising position, not by a long shot. One day I found the vault where he kept all of his encounters with men. Yes, he kept a record of it, but that's for later. I don't know. It all sounds salacious. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. So, yes, it is very interesting. Now, but here's what Al says. Hold on about all of this. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is what Al B. Sure says. He said, unfortunately, Kimberlina was taken from us way too soon, and before she could complete her true thoughts, before this fake, unauthorized edit released on Amazon, which the disappearance of her computer and vital evidence raises significantly more questions. It is evident that her potential to expose the realities of her personal abuses, being drugged, the sex trafficking, the human trafficking that she was privy to, akin to the brave actions of Miss Cassie Ventura, posed a threat to those posed a threat to those profiting from such heinous activities. In a nutshell, Kimberly was allegedly taken from us because she was set on course to accomplish what Miss Cassie Ventura did, but the bonfire, by igniting the bonfire, which brings us here today with the avalanche that has brought Satan to their chambers. Okay, so like I told you guys, he's saying that this is not true. He's saying this is all cap. So, and like I said, we don't have any proof. Okay, we don't have any proof. But let's continue because Al had a bit more to say. On Purpose says, I think Diddy never got help for the trauma he suffered from the 20 plus people who died from his City College charity basketball game. Well, I'm sure he probably didn't get help, but was he really traumatized? I don't think Diddy cared. Listen, Diddy is the same person who allegedly bragged about taking people's lives. Allegedly, according to Ron's lawsuit. At the end of the day, and according to
the victim said that he shot somebody in the face. Do you really think somebody who would shoot somebody in the face in the midst of a crowded club, knowing that people are going to see them, or somebody who would say all these or be accused of doing all these nefarious things, really cared about innocent people dying in an event that he put together and orchestrated? I don't think Diddy cared, beloved. That's just my opinion. I don't think he cared. Yes, okay. 504 Nola said those were sacrifices. They could have been. I wouldn't be surprised. I absolutely wouldn't be surprised. Please pay attention. Now, it goes on to say, Al further says, Miss Porter's missing devices, allegedly already in evidence, unquestionably contain the critical evidence that has been concealed. I'm convinced that evidence corroborates closely with details aligned in the recently released public indictment document. Additionally, it is pertinent to note that the individuals involved in this matter may also be connected to also concealing the alleged murders of prominent artists, a situation that has left many bewildered. Yet those who are immersed in the culture and familiar with the intricacies of the entertainment industry may have a clearer understanding of the obvious. Okay, it is with a heavy heart that I reflect on the legacy of our beloved lady KP. And then saying that it's disheartening. So listen, you just never know what is true and what is false. Okay? Now, that all being said, let's get to his last excerpt. Luna says Diddy was jealous of Albie. Of course he was. Of course he was, beloved. I'm sure of it. And he was also jealous of Tupac and mimicked his style and everything. And that's why he actually became a rapper, allegedly. Now, Duranda says, and he said that he'd take his own mother out too. That's definitely diabolical to even say that. Yes, he's been accused of saying that he would do something to his own mother if it meant getting what he wanted. Okay, and I believe one of his bodyguards did say, in fact, that he once threatened to slap his mother. I think it was Gene Deal who said that, and Gene checked him real quick. Told him he better not ever even say nothing like that. Okay, so here's the last excerpt. Albie Sure says, hashtag peep game. For over a decade and a half, I've been posting about and tagging random law enforcement agencies in hopes to protect loved ones, avoid deaths and tragedies that could have all been avoided. Despite this, I have been ignored, ridiculed, and medically silenced to cover up these crimes you're all now aware of by a very aggressive hashtag PR team and costly campaign to silence and physically harm me from exposing it or from exposing. It only aimed to prevent me from further sharing publicly the details and insights at Lady KP shared with me during our frequent and intimate conversations in her selfless attempts to save my life by sharing frequent plans to do harm and possibly by ending my life. So she was warning him that nefarious things were coming his way. Whenever there was someone plotting Diddy. Who else would be doing it? And how else would she know? So Albie Sure is saying that Kim was warning him when Diddy had plots out. And then he said he was medically silenced. Now, I want you to pay attention to that because we know that Albie Sure was very, very ill and almost lost his life. He had to have a liver transplant and all of that. And do you think that's a coincidence that this man got so sick suddenly out of the blue? Of course not. Clearly, somebody nefarious is behind it. And I would say that it's likely Diddy. Now, that's just my opinion. Okay, that is just my opinion. All right. So on purpose said, what was his behavior like before the City College tragedy? Well, according to reports, beloved, before the City College tragedy, Diddy was still abusive and hateful. Do you not remember? Maybe you missed it because it was on the other channel, beloved. I did a full-on story on the other channel where Rolling Stone did an exclusive interview with over 50 people who knew Diddy before he got famous and some even shortly after. Now, these are people who went to college with Diddy. They said in college he was abusive. He was assaulting people. They said that he beat one of his girlfriends in college with a belt in front of everybody. Now, I'm just telling you, beloved, I need you to pay attention. Anybody who's doing this in college, they don't care about taking somebody's life. They don't care about people getting stampeded and losing their lives, especially when they're getting paid for it, when they made all this money. Diddy didn't care. And I also showed you the video of him apologizing and speaking on it. He didn't seem like he was genuine. It was very disingenuous. He didn't seem like he was really concerned. It was the fake, same look of emptiness in his eyes. Okay. And not being sincere when you heard the words fall from his lips, just as it was when he did the fake apology to Cassie. Okay, it was the same thing. It was the same thing. OG Patrice says, Queen, I was going to be a background singer for Albie Shore in Vegas. Then he got sick all of a sudden. Yes, and it's absolutely sad. Okay, it's absolutely sad that he had to go through all of this, but thank God he's still here. Okay, thank God he's still here. But at the end of the day, all of this stuff that's being said about Diddy, I believe every word of it. Okay, I absolutely believe every word of it. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about a warning, because Diddy, you see, was given a stark warning about his nefariousness back 3 years ago. Okay. He was given a warning by a prophet 3 years ago. And I'm going to play that warning for you, what this man said about him. And one of the things I found very interesting is that the man likened Diddy to a snake. He called him a serpent. Okay. And he said he spoke with a snake's tongue, I do believe. And that was interesting to me. And it caught my attention because Diddy is a snake. But it even further caught my attention when I was reading to you guys what Dawn Richards said when she filed a lawsuit against Diddy, making these accusations of the nefarious things that she witnessed him do and of things that he did to her. Do you not remember that Dawn said that Diddy hissed at them? She literally said he hissed at them. And when she said that, I was thinking, hissed? He really is a snake. Okay, so let's get into it. I'm going to put an overlay up so you all can hear this. Everyone, please like and share. And for those of you who weren't on the main channel this morning, please go back and watch the very thorough live that I did with updates on Diddy, breaking information and news about Chris Brown, as well as Sage the Gemini being called serial rapist, and women coming out and speaking against them. And also about them saying that the hashtag MeToo movement is back in full effect. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Okay, here we go. I'm going to play this audio.
This video is directed to Sean Combs, aka P. Diddy. This is a warning video. This is a calling you to repentance video. And I know people who know you directly, so this is not a far-fetched thing that you would see this video. This isn't clout. This ain't none of that. You've been in my...
Now, I want you all to pay attention because, again, as I told you, this is from 3 years ago. This isn't something he just did. This is 3 years ago before all of this stuff came to surface.
Spirit for many months now. And every time I've got ready to make a video about you, you know, God would say, now is not the time. But today was the time. And the first thing I'm going to read right off the bat to you, this is the verse that God gave me for you, and I'm going to read it out, the New International Version, Genesis 3:1. Now the serpent was more crafty than any of the wild animals the Lord God had made. Diddy, you are a sneaky individual, and I've seen news story after news story of you just doing corrupt stuff, evil stuff. I seen a young kid who alleges that you stole one of his ideas, and you've got a history, you've got a record of doing people dirty, you've got a record of being a fraud. And what God showed me about you, man, you are in a dangerous place. You need deliverance from demonic influence in your life. You got a strong snake python spirit. You got a real slick, disgusting, wicked, evil tongue, and it's serious. Now, I'm not saying I don't know you sold your soul to the devil or any of that, but God is telling me to tell you, Diddy, you need to fall on your face and you need to repent. He's looking at you. He's turned his attention towards you, and right now he's giving you a warning to humble yourself, to fall on your face, and to repent from your wicked ways. You've sown a lot of that, and God is not mocked. Whatsoever a man soweth, that he will reap. You're going to reap what you sow. And God wants you to know, I've seen every evil, dirty, wicked, scheming plot of yours. I've seen how you've done his children dirty. I've seen the things behind closed doors. I've seen you use that snake-like tongue and that influence the same way the snake did with Eve. And I'm telling you, Diddy, right now, repent or God is going to handle you. He's giving you a chance to humble yourself and repent. Why? Because he loves you. Because he loves you. And you know what? Man, if you want to reach out and talk to me, we can. If you want to just blow me up, you know people to reach out to. There's some people you need to make things right with. You have came against some of God's anointed. You've touched some of God's anointed. He says, touch not my anointed, do my prophet no harm. And God has allowed you to get away with a lot, just as he's allowed many people to get away with a lot, for a while. But some of your recent conversations, some of the recent things that you've been plotting and scheming and thinking about, God has highlighted you to me. And he shows me you've got a dragon-like, snake-like spirit. And we got to come against people like you. And we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but you know better, and you've opened yourself up to this deception and this evil for power, money, and fame. Your lust is out of control. And God says, I see you. Sean, Puffy, he see you. And he's calling for your repentance. Humble yourself. You know what's so crazy? I finished the video, and then I went to go find some kind of thumbnail that I could post of you. And I see this Diddy with the crown and with DJ Snake. Confirmation. Stop playing around with the snake. Stop playing around with them spirits. And get right with the King of Kings, boy.
All right, so y'all heard a shout out to Marcus Rogers. He is definitely a prophet. He said all of this 3 years ago, as I told you. Now, someone asked, did he come up with that red outfit with the horns? Yes, he came up with the red outfit, but the queen added those horns because he's, in fact, a devil. Pay attention.
Chevy trucks with power
Hold on, beloveds.
capability that doesn't compromise.
Sorry about that. My phone's doing its own thing. Okay, so Reggie says, when your nefarious behavior catches the attention of the Most High, he will send a messenger to warn you, no doubt. Absolutely. But Diddy didn't heed that message. Okay, he didn't heed that message if he, in fact, even heard it. So too bad and so sad for him. But now this is where he is. Okay, Roddy says DMX probably earned Diddy as well, despite his own troubles. At least DMX was a praying man. Exactly. Skeletor fan said, you forgot the pointed tail queen. I would have added it, beloved, but he was sitting down, so we wouldn't have been able to see it anyway. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, this is all crazy. Like I told you guys, Diddy, according to Don Richard, hissed at her and her friend. And then I believe it was the day that they were late to that party that he didn't send them a car for because he called them bitches and told them they didn't deserve a car to be sent and that they need to catch a taxi. You all remember that? Yeah, absolutely. Did's a low down dirty dog. And that's just what it is. Now, lights up, everyone, please like and share because here's the thing. You all know how DL Hughley with his little ugly self look like a whole leprechaun. Now, no, listen. I don't want to go in on DL, but since he went on the Queen Janet Jackson, I got to give him the business, right? So DL Hughley had the audacity, dare I say, to go in on Janet Jackson and try to talk trash about her. That's what he did. Now, hold on. As a matter of fact, I was supposed to talk about that on the last live. Did I even talk about it? I don't even think I mentioned on the last live. I can't remember. Once in the chat, if you all remember me talking about that on the last broadcast. Hold on. Because let me go pull up his excerpts. But now somebody has just come out and exposed DL since he wanted to talk all that trash, right? Yeah, somebody called him out. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Hold on. Let me get this real quick. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Hold on. Okay, here it is. I don't know if I showed this on the last live or not, but here it is. Okay, so he says, all I know is hashtag Kamala looks like she did when she was in Oakland, but Janet don't look like she did when she was Penny. What the hell was in that iron? This is what DL said. Hashtag Janet Jackson's interview sounded like hashtag Trump rally. FYI, it's a little ironic to question whether someone is black while you're breathing through the nose of a white woman. Hashtag Team DL. Hashtag Kamala Harris looks the way she does because she has mom from India and a dad from Jamaica. Hashtag Janet Jackson looks the way she does because she has a plastic surgeon. So y'all heard that he was just going in on Janet Jackson, just saying all kinds of disrespectful stuff. But it's interesting because now someone said disrespectful things about him. Okay? Now someone has said disrespectful things about him and called him out on his BS. Hold on, beloveds. And here's the thing. I thought it was very interesting, this picture that I found of DL, where he literally, hold on, let me send this to my email real quick, where he literally looks like a whole leprechaun. Okay? He literally looks like a whole leprechaun. But he's talking about somebody's looks. Like, somebody please make it all make sense. I'm sure he can't. You all please get those likes up. Remember, it doesn't cost you anything. Okay? It doesn't cost you a single thing to like and share the video. Hold on, beloveds. Did that go to my email? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong email completely. Hold on. Give me just a second. Okay, there, I just sent it. Now I'm going to show you all this picture in a minute, and I want you all to tell me whether or not y'all think DL actually looks like a darn leprechaun, because that's exactly what he looks like to the queen. Please pay attention. Okay, here we go. Now we're cooking with grease. I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm being so serious right now. DL is the last one to talk about anybody's looks. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? I mean, he's trying to go in on Janet, but clearly he needs a plastic surgeon. Okay, clearly he needs a plastic surgeon. Look at that face. DL is aging like spoiled milk. Okay? I'm sorry. Make it all make sense, DL, if you could. Look at that face. Is he serious at this point? Because I definitely can't take him as such. Okay, look at that face. Does he not look like the leprechaun? But you want to talk about the Queen Janet? Like, sit down somewhere with your ugly self, honey, please. And he's not only ugly in his looks, but in his personality and attitude and everything else about him. Let us not forget, this is the same man. This is the same exact man who allowed someone, I'm not going to say he allowed them to, but they did nefarious things to his daughter. And he didn't even believe his own daughter. He believed them because he liked them so much. See, that's the thing. So why should we be surprised that he's talking trash about Janet, okay, after, just because he likes Kabami, after Janet has said that she heard that Kabami wasn't black. Okay, we've all heard she wasn't black. So what's the big deal, DL? How much are they paying you? Now, here's what someone by the name of Christy Kelly said about DL. Let me share my screen so y'all can see, because she went in on him. Hey, DL, you have so much smoke for folks questioning Kamala, but let's rewind the tape for a second. Remember when LaDonna, your wife, was going to church in Lancaster, California, and sleeping with our pastor? This is one of the church's parishioners, or a former parishioner, said she was sleeping with our pastor. Where was all that energy for him? Our pastor was hooking up with your wife for years, and you showed up on Sunday when you found out with nothing to say. Where was the fire you have for Janet Jackson and black conservatives with the man who played you right under your nose? Honey, that was some hot piping tea, because I didn't even know anything about that. Now, I knew DL was a liar and a whole cheat and had a baby behind his wife's back, and then the baby ended up passing away, unfortunately. But I didn't know that his wife was out there doing the same thing. No wonder she's still with him, if this is all true. No wonder she is still with him if this is all true. Okay? Red says, I wasn't thinking about it, but I may now go to Vegas and see her. Who, Janet? A Skeletor fan said, ouch. Okay? And then the Prince of Paraphernalia said his wife was a garden tool, huh? I'm not going to say the word that you actually called her, but yes, apparently so. This is what a church parishioner has said. Okay, so he might need to sit down somewhere and stop trying to point the finger. Okay, you got all this smoke for us because we're going in on Kabami, but you didn't have any smoke for the man who did whatever to your daughter. Yeah, I find that all interesting. Now let's get into Kabami and her lies, because that's all she is a liar. She's a liar who lies, and quite frankly, I don't know why liars lie. Okay. Yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to show you a mix of videos of her just changing her story. Okay. Serious Goddess said Janet and Michael was always down with us. Absolutely. All right. April said, wow, he is very messy drama. He's a very messy drama queen, DL. Yes. And guess what? He has the right initials, DL. Is he on it? Is he on the DL? I have questions because, so many of these celebrities and people in the music industry are on the DL. And if your name is DL, well, I just have questions because there's no way in hell I'd want people calling me DL when there was a whole group of people that are on the DL if I wasn't one. That's all I'm saying. I just call myself by my real name, okay? That's what I do. I call myself by my real name before I dare to let anybody call me DL, and I'm not on the DL. Make it all make sense because he might be. I'm just saying. He should have never went in on Janet.
This business about taking everyone's guns away. Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff. Part of my approach to this is I was a career prosecutor for most of my career. I have personally prosecuted homicide cases. I have personally looked at autopsies. I have personally seen what assault weapons do to the human body. And so I feel very strongly that it is consistent with the Second Amendment and your right to own a gun to also say we need an assault weapons ban. They're literally tools of war. They were literally designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly.
They're literally tools of war. They were literally designed to kill lots of human beings quickly. Tell us something we don't know, Kabami, you idiot. This lady is not smart. I'm telling y'all right now, she's not smart. I don't care how many years she went to Howard. I don't care. She is not intellectually astute. Okay? She just isn't. She is just not a very smart person. Listen, anytime you allegedly have to cheat during a debate with Trump, you ain't that smart. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Anytime you can't answer a question directly, you instead have to resort to spewing word salad with no forks nor dressing or crackers on the side at least. Yeah, you are not that smart. And I want you all to pay attention. Okay? Because Janet Jackson said what she said, and I'm here for it. Now, let's get into this next video of this lying lady. Okay? Please pay attention. If we can even call her a lady, because in my opinion, Kabami's nothing but a garden tool. She, in my opinion, did things to get to where she is. And I'm not talking about using her education. Okay?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. But I mean, listen, I don't think we lack for great ideas. As I've said many times, we've been having great ideas for decades. The problem is that Congress has not had the courage to act. And that is why, from the beginning, I have said my agenda includes attempting to get Congress to act, but if they don't within the first 100 days of my administration, I'm going to take executive action. Because what we need is action.
Y'all know what type of girl that is.
Y'all heard what she said, right? DJ Big Six said controlled opposition, okay? Mod Egypt said DL Hughley needs to shut his baloney lips. Who who does he think he is? Not baloney lips, okay? Now check this out.
Senator Kamala Harris says if she becomes president, she will take what her campaign calls executive action to combat gun violence.
Upon being elected, I will give the United States Congress 100 days to get their act together and have the courage to pass reasonable gun safety laws. And if they fail to do it, then I will take executive action. We who believe in the freedom to live safe from gun violence. And that's why we will work to pass universal background checks, red flag laws, and an assault weapons ban. It is reasonable to say that weapons of war have no place on the streets of America. And by that, I mean assault weapons of war. They were literally designed to be weapons of war. I believe in the Second Amendment, but I also believe we need to renew the assault weapons ban. I'm also in favor of the assault weapons ban. Look, we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America, and we have 5 million assault weapons on the streets of America. And assault weapons have been designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly. They are weapons of war, and there is no place for them on a civil society. There is no reason why we have assault weapons on the streets of a civil society. They are weapons of war. They are designed to kill a lot of people quickly. An assault weapon is designed to kill a lot of human beings quickly. We don't have any, we have to get these guns off the street. But I also, you know, I have faith in the American people to know that, you know, that we want to comply with our laws, and that I know that to be true. We want to ban assault weapons, and they want to ban books. And Congress needs to have the courage to act and renew the assault weapons ban. We need an assault weapons ban. These are reasonable things to do. There is no reason that we have weapons of war on the streets of America. We need reasonable gun safety laws. And it's something I'm so passionate about and so looking forward to being president to address. We've got to deal with this.
How mandatory is your gun buyback program?
It's mandatory.
I see Support the Arts is in here cheering Kabami on, letting her lead the way. Go on, beloved, with your bad self. Syria says the assault weapons she's talking about is us. Okay? I wouldn't be surprised. And here's the thing. As it pertains to assault weapons that, you know, take out multiple people at once, well, I wouldn't really be so bothered if they did ban them at the end of the day, because they are, you know, dangerous, and many people at once can be taken out during, you know, specific events like these mass shootings that we have experienced and these school shootings. So I get it, but my point is, why is she lying? That she sat there on many of those different videos saying that she was absolutely for a ban, and that the first 100 days in office, that's what she would impose. But then she gets mad when people says that she's coming for their guns, and she's like, so stop with the lying. Tim Walz and I both own weapons. Girl, you just said that you wanted to ban assault weapons within the first 100 days of your presidency. Okay, that's what she said. But let's go to this video clip from when she was talking to the NABJ. Here we go.
You might just want to know.
And respectfully, we do understand that.
But you're asking
Yes.
about.
I'm
you're
asking specifically about handguns, because many of those handguns aren't
universal
purchased in
background
places.
checks
Yes,
apply to handguns.
yes,
They do.
But in
And
many
s-
instances, those handguns aren't even bought lawfully. Yes.
Which is why I also have been very adamant for years. In fact, I myself protested at a gun show.
Protested at a gun show? I want you all to pay attention. Now, the lady specifically asked her about handguns. That lady specifically asked her about handguns. Support the Art says she said assault weapons, not regular handguns or hunting rifles. No, that lady from the Black journalist specifically just asked her, beloved, about handguns. Now, I want you all to pay attention, you see, because there's something nefarious coming. I feel it in my spirit, and I've been having a premonition. And I want you all to pay attention because the last time I had a premonition about something nefarious coming our way, it was the pandemic. It was the pandemic and the venom. And I told you all this before it ever transpired. Well, now I'm telling you, before it transpires, there is something very nefarious afoot. It is coming this way soon. So I want you all to pay attention to Kabami talking about these guns. Because the sad thing is, we're going to need them. We're going to need them, and Kabami knows we're going to need them. And that's why she doesn't want people to have them. Now, y'all can sit here and believe it or not, but I'm telling you, I am telling you that something's coming.
Yes, I created a gun policy. Some people ask me why, because there'd never been a gun policy. Why do we need a gun policy? I said, well, guns kill. So, so these are the things we did.
When was the last time that you had a period?
Okay, so you all see that? You see how many times she's talking about it? Siri said, we're going to need them, Queen. That's right. Absolutely. Okay, absolutely. Don't forget your lifelines that I've been giving you since 2020. Y'all think it's a game? Because some of these things haven't happened yet. See, here's what I want you all to pay attention to. Now, I know some of you may be thinking that, Queen, you started telling us about lifelines and how to stock up on non-perishable food items and water. You were the first person to tell us that, but you told us that all the way back in 2020, Thanksgiving Day of 2020. But, Queen, nothing has happened yet. I'm telling you it's coming. You see, my premonitions are very far in advance in some cases, but it's coming soon. Just like the information I gave you all about Trump and the assassination, I told you all that in 2020. That was 4 whole years ago. And here we are, 4 years later, 2 attempts already. Okay, 2 attempts already and 2 more plots that didn't even get to make their attempt. So that's all 4. So I want you all to pay attention because I've been giving these lifelines to prepare you far in advance. Because like I said, just because I tell you something to prepare for something doesn't mean it's going to happen the next day or the next month or even that same year. But it's going to happen. Okay? Because I haven't been wrong so far. Now let's go to this next clip with Kabami still lying. Still sitting up here lying. That's all she does. Prince of Paraphernalia says, I remember that, Queen. That is when my wife and I started watching you. Thank you, beloved. Okay? Thank you. All right. So with that all being said, let us continue. And RIP to your wife, beloved. Okay? RIP to your wife. Okay, here we go.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If
And I thought
somebody
that was
breaks in
powerful.
my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, yes. I hear that. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
My staff will deal with that later.
Yeah.
Y'all don't think that lady has something wrong with her? Y'all don't think she has something loose upstairs? Maybe a screw? I don't know. She said, probably shouldn't have said that. I'll have to deal with it later. Okay, that's what she said. But hold on, one more. Because y'all already know that Trump had something to say. Here we go.
She has a plan to confiscate everybody's gun.
Tim Walz and I are both gun owners. We're not taking anybody's guns away. So stop with the continuous lying about this stuff.
You know what's funny to me is the fact that Trey's Chocolate City says multiple personalities disorder. Dolores said, yes, something is wrong with her. Yes, something seriously is. Okay, this is not making any sense. She's saying one thing and then turning around and saying something different days later. Like, girl, make up your mind. Can we keep our guns or not? Okay, because we need them. All right, we need them, Kabami. Please give us a break, you witch. But hold on, let's talk about Mark Robinson, the one who called himself a black Nazi with his stupid self. Well, now they're saying that he has stepped down. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Republican Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson was already on track to lose North Carolina's gubernatorial race, but the right-wing candidate's troubles went from bad to worse just last week. CNN appeared to uncover evidence of the GOP candidate publishing to a Corn with a P website to the messaging board describing himself as a black Nazi. The same report pointed to evidence of Robinson having written that slavery wasn't necessarily a bad thing and about his enjoyment of transgender pornography. Now, I told you all this days ago. Of course, he denied it all and said that none of it was true at the end of the day. But now they say, while Robinson denied the accuracy of the reporting, the Republican, who was widely recognized as a radically extreme candidate before these allegations, he continued to face related accusations in the days that followed. The Washington Post reported late Friday that a Corn site user linked to North Carolina's gubernatorial nominee, Mark Robinson, praised Adolf Hitler's book, Mein Kampf. Now, NBC News hasn't confirmed the allegation, but it did shine a light on the exodus from the right-wing candidate's campaign headquarters, saying 4 top staff members of Mark Robinson's campaign for North Carolina governor have stepped down. People are abandoning ship, and rightfully so. The campaign announced Sunday as the candidate faces calls from Republicans to do the same. The candidate's comment did not link the staff departures to the bombshell CNN report alleging that Robinson, a Republican, made anti-Semitic and racist comments years ago on a Corn site. And it did not say why the staffers were stepping down. Well, I'm sure we can figure it out. Now, these were not obscure figures on Team Robinson. On the contrary, with roughly 6 weeks remaining before Election Day, the scandal-plagued candidate lost his campaign manager, his deputy campaign manager, the finance director, and senior advisor. These are all people that are absolutely pivotal to the success of his campaign. They all just quit. These are not aides or little assistants. These are the campaign manager, the deputy campaign manager, the finance director, and senior advisor. Now, the local NPR affiliate reported soon after that, in the wake of the resignations, Robinson's campaign operation was left with just 3 paid aides, one of whom is the candidate's bodyguard. It's also desperate. Now, given these circumstances, it's tempting to think the party's presidential ticket might take overt steps to distance itself from the North Carolinian. After all, as recently as Thursday, there were reports that some working on behalf of Donald Trump's campaign were among those urging Robinson to withdraw from the race. Now, you know that's bad when Trump's campaign's telling you to drop out. Now, he's a whole convicted felon 34 times, okay? Now, but as things stand, Team Trump isn't prepared to abandon the gubernatorial hopeful just yet. The former president campaigned in North Carolina on Sunday, and while Trump didn't share the stage with Robinson, he was careful not to mention him. Yeah, because he don't want to be linked to him, okay? Trump's campaign insiders said the White House hopeful has no plans to pull his endorsement as of yet. Now, as for Trump's running mate, J.D. Vance's initial response to the scandal, it was to argue online that Robinson is less important than grocery prices. Okay. They say a report in The Atlantic noted last week, USA Groceries, the inflation has been dead in its tracks since last year. Prices are up just about 1% compared to the summer of 2023. So that was not, however, the Ohio senator's final word on the subject. Senator J.D. Vance on Saturday reacted for the first time to the bombshell report about Mark Robinson, the Republican candidate for governor in North Carolina, saying that the allegations against him aren't necessarily reality. In comments to the network affiliate in Philadelphia, the Republican vice presidential hopeful said on camera, "The allegations are pretty far out there, of course, but I know that allegations aren't necessarily reality." When asked whether he believed Robinson's seemingly outlandish denials, Vance went on to say, "I don't not believe him. I don't believe him." Evidently, those responsible for running Robinson's statewide campaign came to a different conclusion. They absolutely believed it, apparently. So this is all just a bunch of nefariousness, like I told you guys. This is all crazy. Hold on, beloveds. I'm going to share my screen so you all can hear this. I mean, this is a sad day that we're living in, people. We have a 34 times convicted felon running for office of president. Then we have an idiot, a college-educated idiot, nonetheless, and a liar. Okay, how do we know Kabami's a liar? Well, she's told plenty of lies that we've caught her in. Okay, those of us who actually wanted to catch her support the arts, who does not want to even hear it. Okay, support the arts. Listen, beloved, I just want you to remember one thing. When and if, or if and when Kabami makes it into the White House, the Oval Office, I want you to remember when things go straight to hell in a handbasket, because, beloved, that's exactly where they're going. I want you to remember that the Queen tried to warn you, that I tried to talk sense into you, but you wouldn't listen. Just remember that, okay?
And I quote, "I am a black Nazi. Slavery is not bad. Some people need to be slaves. I wish they would bring slavery back. I would certainly buy a few." That is alleged commentary from Mark Robinson, the current Republican candidate for governor in the key swing state of North Carolina and an ally of the Republican nominee for President Donald Trump. According to reporting from CNN today, Robinson, under the username Mini Soldier, wrote these and plenty of other comments on a porn website called Nude Africa between the years 2008 and 2012. While endorsing slavery and co-signing on Nazism would mark a new low for even Mark Robinson, he is no stranger to shocking, hateful commentary on topics ranging from abortion to the Holocaust to the LGBTQ plus community. Robinson today vehemently denied that he posted these comments and insists that he will not exit the governor's race.
This is not us. These are not our words, and this is not anything that is characteristic of me, nor has it ever been.
How do you explain all of the matching details on this profile? The profile on Nude Africa lists your full name as Mark Robinson. The email listed on the account is an email that you have used elsewhere on the internet, including with your photo.
I'm not going to get into the minutia of how somebody manufactured these salacious tabloid lies, but I can tell you this: there's been over $1 million spent on me through AI by a billionaire son who's bound and determined to destroy me.
Joining me now is Sam Stein, managing editor at The Bulwark and an MSNBC contributor. Sam, it was all AI that did it. I just want to remind everybody at home that these are posts from 2008 to 2012, which was really the pre-AI era. And Mini Soldier is also Mark Robinson's official handle on, I believe, Pinterest, YouTube, and Twitter. The North Carolina Republican Party is standing by Mark Robinson, a man who, as you point out, is 8 points behind in this race, right? And I'm not even saying it would be understandable if he was neck and neck, but the fact that they have every reason to get this man out of the race and are choosing not to tells you as much about the North Carolina Republican Party as it does tell you about Mark Robinson. My question to you is, do you think any of this redounds to Donald Trump, who is, a Mark Robinson ally, who has said he thinks Mark Robinson is better than Martin Luther King? I think you are Martin Luther King times two. I mean, do you think that the stench of this scandal wafts over to Donald Trump or no?
Well, first off, the fact that Trump compared him to Martin Luther King, we now know that probably Mark Robinson took that as an insult based on his internet history of posting horribly insensitive things about Martin Luther King. So maybe that wasn't the best compliment to pay the guy. In terms of what you're saying, obviously it doesn't help, right? Like, you want someone running for governor who can maybe bring in some people that you aren't depending on. Usually it's the top of the ticket, obviously, that gives the benefits down ballot. And so in this case, Mark Robinson would benefit from Trump. But I talked to a couple of Republicans in North Carolina today for a piece we have on The Bulwark. They're like, this is a huge distraction. He cannot go into the state and appear with Mark Robinson anymore. If he were to go into the state, he's going to be asked about why he was so effusive in his praise of this guy. Did they not vet him? And of course, if you're a Republican in North Carolina with some sort of sanity and introspection, you'll say, is this really the ticket of Republicans that I want? Is this the voting? Are these the elected officials that I want to elevate? So I don't know if it's going to have a huge impact on Donald Trump, but keep in mind, this is the state that Harris's people have continuously said is their kind of, main prize for flipping, more so almost than Georgia. So this is already bound to be a very close state, and this does not help in the slightest for Trump.
Yeah, it's such a good point. I mean, it makes North Carolina like a sort of kryptonite for Trump, because if he goes there, he's going to have to talk about literally the website Nude Africa and Black Nazism. It's like the words roll off your tongue and you can't believe you're saying
It's hard to understand you're saying it. It's like, what am I talking about?
I didn't, just to be clear, not my words, Mark Robinson's alleged words. Yeah. Sam, I got to ask you about that. Like, put on your Sherlock Holmes hat for a moment. And the timing on all this is very interesting, is it not? I mean, this is the deadline for Mark Robinson to get on or to stay on the ballot or have his name removed. And this is breaking right now. Now, that is not to diminish the excellent K-File reporting that I know went into this, but does this smack a little bit of opposition research to you from the Democratic candidate?
So no, not the I thought about this too. I don't think Democrats would be eager to, first of all, Andrew Kaczynski is an amazing reporter. I think this was not opposition research. This fits a pattern of incredible scoops that he's done throughout his career. So that's my theory of the case. I did, before I knew it was Andrew on the byline, I did have this exact thought. And then I was thinking, well, I talked to a couple Democrats up high in national politics close to the Harris campaign, and they were all sort of like despondent. They're like, why is this coming out on September 19th? We needed it out on October 19th. Like they want it much further in the cycle. And then Republicans, look, it's in theory, I guess, or if you're like a Republican who wanted Robinson to leave, like this would be not the time to do it. But the truth is, like, this is way too late.
Okay. So with that all been said, he hasn't resigned. He's not going to, but he needs to. I thought he had. I mean, why not? Everyone's abandoned ship. He's just going to stay there and sink by himself, I guess. All right. So with that all been said, little Lady D said, I don't believe anything from the Democrats. Me either, beloved. Me either. But I want you all to listen to this because Kabami gave what they call a defining speech, okay, in Georgia. Yeah. So this was reported about 4 hours ago. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen so you all can see that. Hold on. I know darn well Diddy's baby oil says, I love you, Queen. Thank you, Diddy's baby oil. The Queen loves you right, Black, beloved. This is all nefarious. Y'all are something else. Not Diddy's baby oil in the chat. Okay, so now let's go to the speech and hear what she has to say.
We are running as the underdog, okay? And we have some hard work ahead of us, but we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is good work. And with your help, we are going to win this November. We are going to win this November. Yes, we will. So look, Georgia, let me say, I'm no stranger to tough fights. Before I was elected vice president, before I was elected a United States senator, I was an elected attorney general, and before that, an elected district attorney. And before that, I was a courtroom prosecutor. So every day in the courtroom, I stood proudly before a judge and I spoke 5 words.
She spoke 5 words. Were they salad? Okay, TC Dan says, Robinson is doubling down, sent video in chat. Thank you, beloved. Yeah, he's doubling down. He's not going to quit. I was hoping he would, but nonetheless, thank you for your contribution and your insight, beloved. Oh, crazy.
Kamala Harris for the people. My entire career, I've only had one client, the people. I stood for women and children against predators who abused them. I took on the big banks and delivered $20 billion for middle-class families who faced foreclosure. I fought against cartels who traffic in guns, drugs, and human beings. And I stood up for veterans and students being scammed by big for-profit colleges, for workers who were being cheated out of the wages they were due, and for seniors facing elder abuse. And I will tell you, those fights were not easy. And neither were the me in those offices. But we never do. Okay, we got some work to do because we know Donald Trump has a very different plan. He has a very different plan. Just look at his Project 2025 agenda. Right. If he is elected, Donald Trump intends to give tax breaks to billionaires and big corporations. He intends.
All right, the same old BS that she's been telling us for weeks. The same old BS, okay? And so, but anyway, with that all being said, so Dan sent me this. Thank you, Dan. Shout out, beloved. Sent me this, hold on. Let me pull this up real quick. Dan sent me a video of defiant Mark Robinson doubling down. He's not going anywhere anytime soon. And quite frankly, you guys can miss him with it, haters.
Is back on the campaign trail despite an exodus of his top aides. The controversial Republican nominee for North Carolina governor is holding events just a day after several key campaign officials stepped down. Here's what he said just a short time ago.
We're here for small business people. We're here for all those parents out there that are losing their children to fentanyl. We're here for all those people out there that are struggling to keep their small businesses open. We're here for the people we're here for the people who are struggling to get their children a decent education. We're not here to talk about 15 or 20-year-old salacious false lies. They don't want to talk about what's going on right now. They want to talk about what possibly happened 15 years ago.
The staff resignations follow a CNN investigation that unearthed graphic and inflammatory comments Robinson made several years ago on a porn website. He denies making those posts, and CNN.
And when he spoke to supporters, and about several of the 45 to 50 supporters who showed up here today in Wilkesboro said that's precisely what made them come. They wanted to show support for Robinson in what they describe as a very difficult time for him. Robinson didn't directly address those allegations beyond calling them salacious lies from the past that may or may not have happened when he spoke to supporters, but he did address.
Now, I'm sorry, but in my opinion, that's a dead giveaway, beloveds. That's a dead giveaway. Okay, when someone says something may or may not have happened, now mind you, and I'm talking about when the person is accused. When someone is accused of something and rather than flat out, boldly, blatantly denying it, or they say something along the lines that he said that may or may not have happened, I'm sorry. It likely happened. It likely happened. Why would you say may or may not if you didn't do it? Clearly, I believe he did it. But let's continue.
Express that and the campaign departures when he spoke with press as soon as he finished the event. Take a listen.
We have full confidence that we can go on. We're getting resumes from all over. We're getting offers from all over. People are jumping in to help us. We've made a ton of friends in this thing since we've been in. A lot of talented people right now are reaching out to us, and we're right in the process right now of forming a team that we know can still lead us to victory. So we have full confidence in our ability to keep going.
But the timing of that, them walking away from you right now.
The timing doesn't matter. It's not the timing. It's how you react, and we are ready to react. And we're doing it right now. We're getting it done.
Robinson, you talked about the reporting being salacious lies, not true. Have you taken steps then to prove it's not you?
We absolutely are. We absolutely are. We're in talks right now. Everything up to legal counsel take CNN to task for what they have done to us. We are going after them. Okay, we are going to go after them for what they've done. But we have 5 weeks left of this race, folks. And make no mistake about it. We are not going to let CNN throw us off of our mission. Our mission is to win this race. And quite frankly, I am dismayed about the fact, as I said before, think about how many people out there right now, right in the place where we are right now, who are hooked on fentanyl, who are hooked on opioids, and how many will die tonight because of it. Think about what's going on our border. Think about what's going on the world stage, and this is what you choose to focus on.
Sir, it's not what we choose to focus on. It's just what is put out there. And I want you all to pay attention. Now, he's trying to gaslight us and deflect by talking about the border wall and talking about the fentanyl and all this stuff that's going on. Here's the thing. Yeah, these things are going on and they can still be addressed. Okay, but just not by you, Mr. Robinson, Black Nazi, as you call yourself. Okay, at the end of the day, we don't need him to focus on it. Do we really trust a man who said such idiotic things on a site, allegedly? Allegedly, I absolutely believe he said every word. I absolutely believe that he said every word of which he's accused. And then trying to blame it on AI. Who was making AI back then? Okay, I'm sorry. Make that make sense.
You've got these news cameras, news reporters, pens, pencils, your microphones. This is what you're focused on. You're not focused on the things that we talked about standing up there about our economy. You're not focused on those things. I am. I'm going to remain focused on those things. And you better understand, I am coming after CNN full throttle. But we have got to put the people first. And in order to put the people first, we've got to concentrate on this campaign. And that is exactly what we're going to do. That's exactly what we're going to do. Thank you. No more questions. No more questions. Hold on just a second. No more questions because you're from Greensboro.
Now, Robinson may be talking about the fact that we're focusing on that, but I can tell you there are plenty of Republicans in North Carolina who are as well concerned about what the K-file investigation, as well as a significant staff departure, means potentially for down-ballot Republican candidates here in North Carolina, Jim. And look, at the top of the ticket, former President Donald Trump was in North Carolina. He was in Wilmington on Saturday. He did not invite Lieutenant Governor Robinson to appear with him on stage. Robinson had a small public event at a speedway instead in a different part of the state. Didn't even mention Robinson by name.
And you all know what's so hilarious is now Trump didn't even mention his behind by name, but this is the same person that Trump once called Martin Luther King on steroids. Okay. Martin Luther King on steroids. And now y'all saw how hostile he was getting, how angry he was getting, and then just really being so, upset and saying that he's going to come after CNN full throttle. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all think that man's really going to come after CNN, I'll be sitting here waiting because he's not. Okay, is he going to file a lawsuit? What's he going to do? Is this defamation, sir? Because you're going to have to prove that they lied. You're going to have to prove that everything they said is not true. And I don't believe he can prove it. I think he absolutely did it. He's not coming after CNN. He's not coming after them, okay? Easy 7700 said Trump is distancing himself from the fool. Yes, and can you blame him? Durbin said he's foolish. Okay. Little Lady D said Trump probably never met the guy. This is all crazy. Mr. Elevation said TD Snake said take that shirt off. Anyway, so that all been said, listen, I love you all to life. I hope you all enjoyed the broadcast. Everyone, please give the video a like and a share before you roll up out of here. It doesn't cost you anything, okay? Keep your notifications on both channels because I'm going to be dropping these receipts today, all right? With that all been said, I wish you all a beautiful rest of your day, okay? Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that sold all of my schemes. skin. God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show